What's up guys, Flashfire here, and today I'm bringing you another team building video. As you can see, today we're building with Mega Beedrill, and we're going to be using it in OU. So if you are excited to see that happen, remember to drop a like down below. If you can get this to 55 likes, I'll put a pastebin file of the team down in the description, so you can copy and paste it in Showdown and play with it. Now, as I said, we're using Mega Beedrill and OU today, and there are a couple of obstacles that arise with doing that. Basically, this thing is very weak to, obviously, rocks, because it's bug type, and also Rocky Helmet Ferrothorn and Rocky Helmet Garchomp, which are running around so much in OU at the moment. It's ridiculous, actually. So basically, because this thing basically functions by forcing twitches and U-turning on stuff, but if your opponent's predicting your U-turns and just going into Garchomp or Ferrothorn, you're taking 27%, no, 27%, something, plus stealth rock damage if they're up. Like, Beedrill gets worn down really fast by residual damage, especially as it's so weak and dies to pretty much any priority. It's kind of an issue. But we're gonna hopefully build a team that kind of accommodates for that and helps Beedrill out a little bit. We'll see how we go. So what we've got right here, we've got Knock Off, U-Turn, Poison Jab, and Protect. Now, the reason I've gone for this moveset is basically just U-Turn and Poison Jab obviously get a massive power boost from adaptability and are super good. Knock Off, I went for that because I want to hit Landos, really. I was originally running Drill Run, but that doesn't OHKO Heatran, and we have other stuff on the team to kill Heatran, so I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, we've gone for knockoff, and that's just how I'm feeling. So the Beedrill, super quick, outspeeds the whole of OU. The only thing that outspeeds it is Mega Aerodactyl and Mega Alakazam, and its speed ties with Mega Sceptile, I think. So really fast threat. Fantastic U-turn, are quite frail, so weak to priority. But yeah, like I said, this is very weak to rocks. So the next thing I'm going to go for, I'm going to immediately put a spinner on here, and what I went for was Starmie with Life Orb. I really like this at the moment as an offensive threat, but also it's a really reliable spinner because it's super quick, and yeah, it's just great. Also, for the rest of the team, we do want rocks up on the opponent's side of the field as much as possible, so we went for a spinner over a defogger. Also, I'm not really feeling the Latties for this team. I'm not really sure why. It's just not on my list. Anyway, like I said, this is going to be a spinner, and the moves I went for were actually Rapid Spin, Scald, and then Bolt Beam, rather than running the Psychic Stab. The reasoning for that being that we're running another Psychic type on this team that we can hit Mega Venusaurs and stuff with, so I didn't feel it was too important to run the Psychic Stab here. So this thing is very important on the team. In that it kills Garchomp with Ice Beam, it kills Keldeo with Thunderbolt, and it Rapid Spins, which is great. All of the above are very good for the team, and Scald obviously is there for a great burn chance, which is, you know, who doesn't love a great burn chance? So, those are our first two mons. Beedrill, Spin Support. Fantastic. The next thing I wanted to go for was, well, this isn't the next thing I wanted to go for, but this ended up being the next thing. Focus Sash Alakazam. This is an amazing revenge killer at the moment. I'm seeing a lot more Alakazam on the ladder, because it's really damn good. Like, oh my god. It's so good, I love it. So the moveset we're running is as follows. We've got Psychic, Focus Blast, HP Ice, and Thunder Wave. You may question that, but that's just how we're feeling. Basically, obviously we've got the massive Psychic Stab for power. Focus Blast coverage for fighting types and all that kind of stuff. I also think this 2-hit KOs Scizor. Hits Ferrothorn, hits Heatran, all that kind of stuff. And then HP Ice is here because it KOs Lando and Garchomp. So basically the idea is, if your opponent has Lando, Garchomp, all that kind of stuff, is you U-turn into Alakazam and just hit HP Ice him and kill him, because Lando also gives Beedrill problems. We have ice coverage on this, we have ice coverage on this, and often people just leave Tank Chomp in on this. I don't know why, because it KOs with HP Ice, but I guess Alakazam isn't that common. It's gained popularity a lot recently, but it generally isn't that common, so people aren't especially sure of what it does. Also, with Magic Guard, the Focus Sash is guaranteed to stay intact throughout the match because you don't take hazards damage, and you don't take status damage, so that's fantastic. Or like Sandstorm or any of that stuff. Alakazam is great. Obviously, another option to run is Magic Guard, but not Magic Guard, Life Orb, because you don't take Recall with the Magic Guard, but I value Focus Sash much more because it means this can function as a much better revenge killer. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Alakazam. Now, as you can see, this team so far is pretty frail, and what I decided to do was add a Ferrothorn, just because this thing tanks hits like nobody's business. If your opponent doesn't have a fire type, this just wins, basically. If your opponent doesn't have a fire type attack, this will just destroy their soul. So we're running Leech Seed, Gyro Ball, Stealth Rock, and Protect. We could be running Thunder Wave in the last move slot, but I feel like with our team being as fast as it is, Thunder Wave isn't that important, especially as we already have Thunder Wave on Alakazam. So that's what we're feeling there. I don't actually remember the Eevee Spread that we run on Ferrothorn, so I'll go and check that real quick. Okay, so we run 88 in there, 172 in there, and a Relaxed Nature. This is standard Ferrothorn. I just completely forgot what the spread was. This is so good, so bulky, and I just love it. People get upset when you use it, but it's like I don't care. I hate playing against it, so that tells me it's a good mod to use, right? That's how it works. So yeah, as you can see though, at the moment, we are going to struggle with Mega Scizor. Now, thing is, right, we struggle with Scizor. I was originally running Magnezone on this team, but I found it to be kind of lackluster and not nearly as good as I wanted it to be. It just didn't really put in the work that I wanted it to. Also, even with a Scarf, it gets outsped by a lot of the tier. And I just wasn't really happy with it. So what I've ended up doing is running a Banded Talonflame instead as my Steel Killer. I know it doesn't trap Steel types, but it's still a reliable out to them. We have reliable spin, so I'm not too worried about running this against rocks. So we're going to go Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, U-turn, and Roost as the final move because, I don't know, it might be useful at some point. Then we run Max Attack, and what is it? Enough speed for Thunderous? There. What are the other options? Enough speed for Starmie, but then we want to Brave Bird that anyway. So yeah, this is the right amount of speed, I think. So yeah, Talonflame, also another great revenge killer. Basically, the idea here is going to be force a switch with Beedrill, U-turn into a revenge killer. If we can U-turn with Beedrill into either of these two on most of the tier, we're going to get a kill or force another switch, which is fantastic. Obviously, we have a nice bit of U-turn synergy here with these two, forcing switches left and right. And the final mon is actually going to be a Landorus T with a Choice Scarf. So this is also going to be forcing, well, not forcing switches, but it forms another part of this U-turn call that we've got going. I like that there's no Volt Switch in here because it means we can't be blocked by ground types and Volt Absorb users. Obviously, we are giving up some electric coverage, which kind of sucks, but I think I've been testing this team quite extensively, and it works quite well without the electric coverage, I think. So the moveset we're going for here is Earthquake, U-turn, Stone Edge, and I actually decided to go for Explosion here, because I think I was originally running a knockoff Mew, but I think I'm going to put knockoff on here because I don't want to not have knockoff on the team. And then this is going to be the... No, not Timid. What kind of Landorus T is Timid? Come on. And you are called Big Dog. So yeah, that's going to be our attempt at bringing Mega Beedrill to OU. It's actually working pretty well. Generally, the team isn't using Beedrill that much, which is kind of like, oh. But it's doing pretty good, I think. You can put on a lot of pressure with these U-turn users, bring in an appropriate revenge killer. Ferrothorn is just fat and there, and really helps to wear down physical attackers, all that kind of stuff. I'm actually going to put 0 attack IVs on all my special attackers because that reduces the amount of damage that they take from foul play. Yeah, and that's going to be the team, guys. If you like it, please remember to drop a like down below. You'll get a paste bin in the description. It'll be great. And also, to come back in a couple of days for the battles with this, I'm going to make them a bit longer. They're going to be kind of 20-30 minute lives. It's going to be fantastic. So I hope to see you there, and bye.